Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video on my channel. If you are new to this channel, this is basically where I talk to you guys about my passion for movies. This goes from collections, hauls, reviews, and to today's video, so let's just get straight into it. Okay, and we are into the spooky season officially now, and I have watched all three in one go. The Fear Street trilogy. Yes, I have finally got round to watching it. I was saving it for the Halloween season and I thought, why not review it? So if you don't know what Fear Street is, it's just the slasher genre. So it's basically a horror movie about two towns, Shadyside and Sunnyvale. And basically Sunnyvale is sort of like the very happy, upbeat town, nothing goes wrong, whereas Shadyside has all these bad things happening to them, murders and robberies, and sort of like it, you can tell that they're different towns. So then we start in the first one, which is set in 1994. So basically, I'm not going to spoil it or anything like that because I don't like to spoil things for people, but we start in 1994. With sort of like the current history of what's going on, and it then ends on a sort of cliffhanger, which then takes you to, I believe it was 1978. I should have really looked this up before I did this. 1 second. Yeah, I was right. So it goes to part 2, which takes you back to 1978, which talks about an incident at a camp. So basically, it goes back a little bit further, and it sort of like explains sort of like the history kind of why Shadyside is cursed. And then it finishes with part 3, which is set in 1666, sorry. And that basically takes you back all the way to the beginning of the two towns. In fact, it used to be one big town. And then you get to see what happened to cause the incidences leading up to present day. But then, of course, once that part is finished, it does continue back to 1994. And you then get to sort of like the roundup of the whole thing. I think the way this was done, I thought it was so good. I really enjoyed how they mapped it out. So I felt like there was some really good twists in each film. Like there were twists that I did not see coming. But I thought it was such a good way to sort of like connect them all as well. Because what they did as well, at the end of each film, before the credits rolled, they showed sort of like a little small trailer of the next film. But say, I just love the way that they connected, and I also love the third one in the fact of not only does it go to the backstory, but also then takes you back to the modern day era and finishes off sort of like that plot line as well. So it completely closes it off, and I think it's just such a different way of doing a horror trilogy. And usually with horror trilogies, there's normally one that I don't really like that much. For me, I think it was part 2 that I wasn't a massive fan of. Like, don't get me wrong, I did really enjoy it, but if I had to put them in sort of order, it would go 2, 3, 1. But no, I really enjoyed each film. Say, the plot twists got me. The effects were really good as well. I loved the effects. But if I was to sort of like sum it up in general, like each film, I'd say the first one is kind of Scream-esque. So it starts off sort of like in a Scream kind of way. So if you've watched the original Scream, you'll know what I'm on about. But then the second one is very Friday the 13th, because obviously it's set in a camp. And then the third one, I want to say it's kind of like the Witch film. I've never watched that film, but I've seen little bits and pieces here and there. So that's why I get that vibe of The Witch. Or maybe The Village, actually. The Witch or The Village. Something along those lines. So if you've seen those films, you know roughly what you're going to get with these ones. But they put a really good twist on it. And so like I said, there was some surprising things happening. The effects were really good. The killers, oh my god, I loved the killers. They were really good in this film. I loved the fact that each one was different. And yeah, just, especially with the third one as well, how they did it was, they actually got all the actors from the first and second movie to come back to play past characters, and I thought that was a really good twist and turn as well. And then how it ended as well, I was like, what? Was not expecting that. So yes, I definitely recommend watching all 3 Fear Street movies. They're all really good. Do watch them in order, so it's part 1, part 2, part 3, and watch them all together at once, because it then sort of like seems like a continuous storyline. But no, if I could get them on Blu-ray, I will. I'd love for them to come out on Blu-ray because they're such good films. I hope they stay on Netflix past Halloween. I don't hope that it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, it's going to go after Halloween. But no, if they ever come out on Blu-ray, which I highly doubt they will, but if they were, I would definitely buy them on Blu-ray. And I would quite happily watch them again and again, even past Halloween. It was such a good horror film series, very modern, even though it's set back in time, but yeah, I still really enjoyed it. So yes, my final score, so for Fear Street Part 1, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. For Fear Street Part 2, I'll give it an 8 out of 10, just the simple fact of, like I said, it's the Friday the 13th vibe a little bit there, but I just like the fact they did it slightly different. And then for number 3, I would give it a 9 out of 10. So as you can see, they are close to the 10 mark, especially number 1 being 10 out of 10. But yeah, but overall for the entire trilogy, 10 out of 10 completely. I say, I really enjoyed these films and I cannot wait to watch them again. And they definitely will get you in the horror mood. And if you like slasher movies, or if you like something that starts off as a slasher, then continues a little bit more as a slasher, but then gets into sort of like witchy stuff, definitely recommend this for you. So yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do give it a thumbs up. If you are new to this channel and you enjoyed this video and you want to check out more of my reviews, then hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell at the end. And also leave a comment down below if you've watched the Fear Street trilogy. Which one was your favourite? Which one was your least favourite? Did you like the trilogy in general? Because I love talking to you guys about movies, and then when you guys comment back, it just feels so good to have other people love movies just as much as me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!